Hi everyone, welcome to Dana's Game Reviews. Today I will actually be reviewing a movie. The last movie I reviewed was in December, so hopefully I'm not too rusty on this. I cleaned up my office space for the purposes of reviewing this movie, and I think this will be a very special review. As today I'm reviewing Avengers Endgame. Avengers Endgame was directed by the Russo brothers, and it stars Robert Downey Jr., Josh Brolin, Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Scarlett Johansson, Jeremy Renner, Don Cheadle, Benedict Cumberbatch, Chris Pratt, Tom Holland, Taika Waititi, Brie Larson, Anthony Mackie, Bradley Cooper, Vin Diesel, Zoe Saldana, Samuel L. Jackson, Paul Rudd, and so many others. It honestly feels like just about everybody from the past Marvel Cinematic Universe movies has some sort of role in this movie. Except for Phil, unfortunately. Now, this movie is the sequel to Avengers Infinity War, and it picks up shortly after that movie. The surviving heroes from the end of the last movie are trying to find a way to basically bring everyone that was disintegrated by Thanos in the previous film back to life. And they do this by trying to reclaim the Infinity Stones of sorts from Thanos. There's a lot of time travel involved, and a lot of characters sort of going back to where they started and seeing how far they've come. And a lot of it feels very emotional in a lot of ways because of that. It feels as though like you get to see Thor go back to Asgard, you get to see Captain America sort of go back to his roots, you get to see Iron Man, you sort of see the future that he wants to have, but at the same time looking back at where it came from, and they all sort of realize that there really is no alternative to what they're doing. They all are sort of thrown into this final ultimate battle at the end. And the film really builds up to this over time. And not just this film, but it feels like all the previous films have really built up to this sort of culmination, this sort of final battle, as it were. The cinematography in this film is, of course, fantastic. The fight scenes are probably the best they've ever been. Not only are they large scale, absolutely epic, they also pack a truly emotional punch. And it really feels like the film, like I said previously, really builds up to this final battle scene slowly but surely. You really get a lot more sort of character development in this movie. It starts out a little more slowly than Infinity War, but it doesn't start out slowly in a boring way. Like, you're invested in these characters, you're invested in like seeing what life is like living in this world that's been so damaged and just so morose in a lot of ways, and like what that's done to them. It really does feel like this is the definitive conclusion in many ways to the Marvel Cinematic Universe up to this point. However, it does hold a lot of sort of potential for future Marvel films. This is a movie you cannot miss. It is an absolute must-see film, and a movie that is definitely worth seeing multiple times. Not only does it live up to expectations, it possibly exceeds them, and it certainly lives up to the films that paved the way for it. I think all the Avengers movies have been fantastic, but I honestly feel like this might be the very best one they have ever done. It really does feel like all the Marvel films have been leading to this moment, progressively, sequentially, each one just sort of building up the stakes, and this one truly like brings those stakes to a very satisfying conclusion. So, to the question, is this film what it's cracked up to be? Absolutely. And I'm very happy to give this movie, Avengers Endgame, a perfect 5 smiley faces out of 5 smiley faces. This film is absolutely worth your time and money, and go see it now. Stop watching this review and go watch this movie. Thank you so much for hearing my review, and I'll see you all on the next video.
Welcome! Punch!
Thank you for watching. Subscribe.